And so then we get into variation. And I like to explain variation by our daily commute to work. So when you leave for work, usually you leave around the same exact time every day, do you not? So it's like, let's say you leave at 7, sometimes it's a few minutes before 7, sometimes a few minutes after 7, but it's basically pretty close to 7. And then during the summer, I love the commute when it's nice and quiet. There's no school, so people are out on vacation, the traffic is light. It usually takes less time to get to work, but it's never exactly the same amount of time. Sometimes it's a half hour, sometimes it's 28 minutes, sometimes it's 33 minutes. So that's normal variation. So you can always expect that to for your drive. So here I've added, it's an icy, wintry snow mix on the roads. And now you've got accidents in front of you. And you're trying to find a different route to get to work. So here, instead of, maybe you'll leave a little early. If you've heard on the radio before you leave the house, you better leave a few minutes early because it's horrible weather. You look outside and say, forget this. This is going to be a disaster getting to work. So you leave a little bit early, and then inevitably it takes you an extra 15, 20, 35 minutes to get to work. So it's not a normal variation, it's very unusual. We call it special cause variation. So in the typical commute to work on a typical day, common variation, a little bit, a few minutes early, a few minutes late, no big deal. Weather issues, accident, special cause variation. So the important part to know is how tight does it need to be? So depending on what you're doing and who you're serving, you don't want a system where each and every person gets a whole different process. You don't want, depending on who your customer is, to have to do a completely different thing to get them what they need. You want to have a root process. You want to have something that's consistent and reliable day to day. So when you have some people that spin off that are a little bit unique and a little bit different, it doesn't require a whole change in how things are going to be delivered. So one of examples of easy things to comprehend is around Subway sandwich shop. So everybody has a unique sandwich that they ask for, but there's one process that everybody follows. And they're able to custom make whatever you need right in front of them. Like Chipotle does the same thing. So it's one process, but you can still stylize as you go. So that's the concept of variation.